How to make your period lighter. Many women find their periods to be inconvenient, but when they're very heavy, they can negatively impact your lifestyle, your romantic relationships, and your finances. The good news is that by altering your diet, getting regular exercise, and experimenting with hormonal birth control, you can frequently manage heavy periods. If all other attempts to control your heavy period have failed, consult a doctor to discover if there is a medical issue that has to be addressed. Continue reading to find out more about how to make your period easier to handle. Part 1. Managing your period through health changes. 1. Hydrate. That sounds too simple, we know. However, by consuming 4 to 6 cups of water each day, you might actually lessen a stressful time. Additionally, if you add electrolytes to that beverage, this advice is even more powerful. 2. Consider adopting a Mediterranean diet. Some individuals have discovered that their monthly flow is significantly impacted by a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, seafood, and lean meat. Eating this manner should help with other PMS symptoms as well because the Mediterranean diet is low in sodium, saturated fat, and processed carbs, all of which cause the body to retain water and bloat. Consume primarily leafy greens, beans, and other legumes, as well as olive oil and whole grains like quinoa and farro. 3. To make your period lighter, you can also apply an ice pack to your lower abdomen. Consume dairy, eggs, and meat in moderation. 4. Consume foods rich in potassium. Low potassium levels in the body can cause uncomfortable cramping, irregular, and heavy periods, among other symptoms. Choose meals high in potassium to help control your flow throughout your cycle, but especially during the weeks, all 3, if you like, prior to your period. Yogurt, salmon, raisins, sweet potatoes, lentils, and bananas are all high in potassium. Some foods may lose potassium when they are boiled. To reap the full benefits, steam or bake meals high in potassium, or consume them raw if you can. If you truly believe that potassium is beneficial, you might want to try a dietary supplement. 5. Boost and maintain your consumption of other necessary nutrients. For optimal menstrual health, eat foods high in important fatty acids, calcium, magnesium, zinc, and vitamins B, C, and E with vitamin C, flavonoids, and iron at the top of your list of essential nutrients. Pay special attention to strengthening the blood vessel walls. Iron is essential for replacing the iron lost as a result of excessive blood loss. 6. Consistently exercise. It appears that frequent, moderate exercise can help keep your period regular and make it lighter. You are less likely to encounter the body fat fluctuations that cause irregular and heavy periods if you engage in regular exercise since it maintains your weight stable and your body in good condition. Some women claim that performing light exercises like swimming, running, and power walking causes their periods to become lighter and shorter. Aim to work out 5 to 6 times a week for about 30 minutes. Your periods may really cease completely if you engage in a kind of strenuous exercise you would do while preparing for a marathon or another sporting event. Since you lose so much fat that your body couldn't support a pregnancy, it lowers your estrogen levels. 7. Avoid processed meals, white flour, and sugar. These meals reportedly make periods harder and worsen PMS symptoms. Although it hasn't been scientifically established, cutting out sugar and carbohydrates can help with bloating and cramping, and many women report lighter periods when they pay closer attention to their diet. When your period arrives, ice cream and potato chips may be precisely what you're craving, but if you can stay away from them, it will make a huge difference. On the list of foods to stay away from are white bread, pasta, crackers, pretzels, chips, cookies, cake, and other pastries and sweet treats. Replace them with fruit and all-natural sweeteners like honey or agave. Your best option for controlling your period is to stay away from these items the entire month. You will still get the rewards of eating healthily in the weeks leading up to your period, even if you feel like you need to consume a few scoops of chocolate ice cream to get through your PMS. Part 2. trying birth control methods to regulate flow. 1. Consult your doctor before starting the pill. Progesterone and estrogen, two hormones that control the menstrual cycle and influence how heavy your period is each month, are included in birth control pills. Many women who use birth control pills report lighter, shorter periods. This can be the best choice for you if your period is especially heavy and you're willing to treat it with medicine. Consult your doctor about receiving a prescription for birth control pills. Everybody's body is unique, and there are numerous varieties of tablets available to meet various demands. To obtain the prescription that is appropriate for you, schedule a consultation with your physician or visit a nearby health center. Follow the directions on the prescription. In addition to the possibility of a heavy or irregular period, skipping a few days will render the pill ineffective as a method of birth control. You experience the benefits you're looking for. Make sure to take the pill each and every day at the same time. 2. Take into account different hormonal birth control options. There are other birth control methods besides the pill that help control your menstruation. The following alternatives to the typical birth control pill are worth thinking about if you don't want to take a pill every day. The patch for birth control. This is typically put on the thigh, back, or arm. The hormones are distributed similarly to how the pill does, but through skin absorption. Every few weeks, the patch needs to be updated. The contraceptive ring. This is a little ring that is placed in the vagina and changed every month. It causes the bloodstream to produce hormones. An intrauterine hormonal device, IUD. A medical professional places this tiny metal device inside the uterus. It operates for up to 12 years and distributes hormones into the uterus. Some people who use an IUD miss their period or have lighter cycles, while others may experience irregular periods as a result. 3. Research the use of oral contraceptives. There are now choices that allow you to completely forego your period if that is what you would desire. Depending on your inclination, a number of pharmaceutical companies offer medications that either produce very mild or non-existent periods. The pills resemble conventional birth control pills, but they also include a hormone that has even greater ability to control menstruation. Part 3. Making a heavy period easier to handle. 1. Recognize the typical reasons of heavy periods. Periods tend to get heavier during specific life phases, and in some circumstances, having a heavy period is inherited. Heavy periods may be brought on by alterations to your physical or lifestyle habits. Check the following to see whether they could be the cause of the heavier than normal period. While your hormone levels shift during adolescence, your periods may be heavy. An imbalance in estrogen and progesterone can also cause heavy periods. Since the pill tends to make periods lighter, you can get a heavier period if you've recently stopped taking it. It's likely that you'll have a heavier period for the first few months after having an IUD implanted. The IUD causes heavier periods at first because the body initially views it as a foreign item. If this persists through the first 3 to 6 months, you might think about consulting your doctor and possibly switching contraceptive methods. You might need to wait if you just gave birth and are having heavy periods. After giving birth, your periods may be thick, especially if you don't nurse. However, it should take 2 to 3 cycles for your menstruation to return to normal. 2. To reduce the tension of a heavy menstruation, try aromatherapy. This could help, presumably in conjunction with other treatments if you believe in the efficacy of aromatherapy. Try combining 4 drops of sweet marjoram oil with 2 tablespoons of sweet almond or olive oil as the carrier oil, along with 2 drops each of rose attar, Roman chamomile, and clary sage essential oils. During your period, rub this mixture over your stomach every night, or ask your spouse to do it for you. 3. Always have plenty of natural remedies and menstrual pain relievers on hand. If the heaviness is accompanied by pain, you can at least address the ache and eliminate one cause of anxiety. If you don't have period pain medication, you can also use over-the-counter pain relievers like ibuprofen to lower flow and relieve cramping. Avoid suffering in quiet by eliminating the painful side of your menstruation. If you're unsure of what medications are secure to take to relieve period discomfort, consult your doctor. 4. Keep a lot of sanitary tools on hand. Don't cut corners, invest in your preferred brand to ensure that you never run out while you're on your period. Purchase enough of extra large products, including as tampons and pads. Additionally, keep overnight pads on available because you shouldn't go to bed wearing a tampon. Don't be depressed if you require the largest, most absorbent super size, so what? It speaks nothing about who you are or how you look. Try to check in a large mirror or get a friend to show you that there isn't anything visible through your clothing if you're concerned that a sanitary item might be doing so. Even while you may need to avoid some body-hugging styles if they do manifest, it's usually more of a feeling than a reality. Be prepared to test out other sanitary products, such as pads, menstrual cups, and other menstruation protection methods, as tampons may never be enough for some people with severe periods.
5. Handle leaks. Those who have heavy periods could occasionally bleed onto their clothes. If you're concerned about leakage, consider using 2 pads to provide complete coverage. Just in case, it's a good idea to keep a second lower set of clothing in a locker, a bag, or another accessible location. If you can't tell, good friends, instructors, co-workers, and kind strangers will be courteous enough to warn you when it occurs. Negative people should be ignored. Nobody should be ashamed of it because laughing shows insensitivity and a lack of sympathy. 6. Cover items to prevent blood from getting on them. If you're going to be sitting or lying on mattresses, couches, sheets, etc. for a while, cover them with a towel or another quick-drying, easily clean cover. Nobody will notice when you whip the blood away because it is much simpler to remove than blood off a mattress or couch cover. 7. If your period is exceptionally heavy, consult your doctor. A heavy period may occasionally be a sign that you have a health issue that is influencing your flow. Although some blood loss is common, too much blood loss can result in anemia and weakness. You should visit a doctor right soon to find out what's wrong if your period lasts more than a week, you're passing large blood clots, you soak through your pad or tampon every hour, and you feel weak or out of breath. Describe your regular period in detail, as well as any additional symptoms.